As long as you don't lose them.
I wonder how this Mueller thing will go tomorrow.
So did you see that he was instructed by the Attorney General? I mean, obviously, to not say anything additional, so it's just going to be probably a brief of his original.
Yeah, but what is if he... How do you... Okay,
how
so
did he say that?
you have the Attorney General telling you one thing, but then you have Congress telling you another. I mean, I don't know. I think he can pretty much say whatever he wants to say with no issue. But he's already said he's not going to say anything out to scope when he got up last time.
And then you got Trump saying that he didn't find anything. It's all
just put that anywhere.
He really didn't find anything, though. Yeah. If there's no collusion, I find any charge after that obstruction is ridiculous because they're searching for something that's not there. And you get in trouble because they're searching for something that never happened. I find it crazy.
Have you read the report?
Fuck no. Who's going to read that? What is it, 8,000 pages?
I know what lady
300 or something?
It's like 500 pages, something like that.
Jesus, it's a novel.
Plus, I'm sure it's all that lawyerese talk. You know, that it's...
Ted, you want to send Mike to Jackson? Want to send Mike?
Yeah.
It's Saturday at 9.
Roseo is agreeing not to seek re-election, but is refusing to resign.
Evan, the U.S. Justice Department is telling former Special Counsel Robert Mueller not to stray beyond what he detailed in his initial report on Russian election betting. He'll be testifying tomorrow before 2 congressional committees. This is Fox News.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event.
How often you do go do paintballing?
So I used to travel to 10 events a year and play every weekend. Now I just do it for fun.
You think, okay, paintball, you just go out there. It's a lot of work. Because you're running, hiding, rolling.
So the fields that we play on are a lot smaller and they're astroturf.
Okay.
So it's not as much.
So it's those balloon bunker things and stuff like you do in the, like they have in the shows there and stuff.
Yeah. It's fun.
Go through paintballs, boy.
Yeah.
Should they limit you?
No.
Huh?
No.
Why shouldn't they?
Why would they?
Well, because in an actual battle you're limited.
Yeah, but it's not like paramilitary, right? It's more just...
Right. And but that would make you conserve and go for the best shot. And
they have some leagues that do that. I never played them. I carried several thousand.
Doing what?
Paintball. I played nationally competitive.
Really? So you're into it?
Yeah, it's tons of fun.
Do it right to save 5% every time by shopping at Lowe's.
Does marksmanship come into it, or is it mainly
balls per second? I mean, there's a little bit of marksmanship.
And balls per second
is regulated by the gun. So the gun is electronic.
Can you be, with the better equipment, be better at it?
Debatably, when you play at the level I play at, it's all the same. They all shoot 10.5 balls a second, electronically regulated.
Oh, 10 balls per second.
Yeah, and then 300 feet per second. So they're all the same speed, 68 calibers.
So if you get hit and it doesn't break, are you still hit?
No.
No? It's got to break.
Yep. Yeah. Why? So because when you manufacture it, they make the ball, it's all a perforated seam, and if that perforation is not right and it doesn't hit at the right angle, it won't break. It'll just bounce off. That doesn't count.
Do people have different colors?
Yeah.
So that's how
different manufacturers make different colors.
No, what I mean is when you're on a match, you don't count.
No, it all counts.
How many shots bounce you?
Maybe 20%. It depends on distance, right? The farther away you are.
No, what I mean is I don't even know how to score. So in other words,
so it's 5.
Do I get a point?
No, so it's 5-on-5, and there's a buzzer on each end of the field. The field's 175 feet by 150 feet. So 5-on-5, you get shot, you're out.
You're just out. One shot, you're out.
You're out. And then they press the buzzer, you get 1 point for that, and it's a race to X number of points.
Okay, so it's like Fortnite. I mean, the last one standing, last team.
Yeah, exactly. Then you hit the buzzer, you get 1 point, then you reset, you get a minute, 5-on-5 again.
5-on-5 again.
Yeah.
Restart. The guy that was out comes back in.
Yeah, exactly. You all restart on the box, and then you go at it again.
Cut down to where there's only 2 players or 1 player?
No, it's just always 5-on-5 until you hit the buzzer, right? So you start 5-on-5, someone gets shot, they're out. You essentially eliminate the whole of your team, hit the buzzer, get 1 point. And then you race to X number of points.
But they've never done like Royale where everybody do themselves and the last one standing. That to me would seem fun.
It is fun.
No,
They
the
do it
last
like
one standing.
recreationally, but not competitively. And it is really fun.
Because you know, it's not you burning it.
Yeah, exactly. It's you. Yeah.
And anywhere you can shoot anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere, gear, anywhere.
Because you have, so you're
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, you have a full.
How about if it goes by you, like, but brushes up against you?
No,
That-
doesn't count unless it breaks on you.
Oh.
Even if it hits you, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
So if
break?
it hits you and bounces off, yeah, it doesn't count.
Oh, no shit.
You should wear
So the
really
key is to
soft
wear rubber.
Wear
Yeah,
rubber.
they have layer rules and stuff. You can only wear 2 layers and all that.
Yeah, but you make it rubber, a big thick layer.
You wear a trench coat.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Approval Reverse Mortgages. Reverse mortgages are complicated. Now, that means that if you're thinking of one, I want you to get someone honest who's not going to push you into one unless it's good for you. If you're 62 or older the better. You can tap the equity in your home, pay off your home, and if you have money left, you can take it or leave it. Just get rid of your mortgage payment, and that never has to be paid back except with the house at the time of passing or selling. And if the house isn't enough, there's never a deficiency. But remember, please get accurate information. ApprovalReverse.com are my people, Joan Sullivan and her team. Now, let's talk. We got a lot going on today, and I want to get right to the phones, and then we'll introduce our special guest. Bill, you have a comment on homeless. We were talking about the problem we're having, and people talk about them like they're hordes of zombies or an infestation of cockroaches, and they're people. And I'm thinking, it's kind of sad, but we were talking about this trailer park being overrun and people being overrun. And what is your comment?
Hey, it kind of cracks me up because it's commented everywhere on the newspaper, news, everything. But all one has to do is look at Lagos, Nigeria, Rio de Janeiro, Bombay, India. They all evolved into these slums. They have these huge populations of slums, shacks, and stuff. And you know, the problem with L.A. and Denver and all these places is they don't want a slum there, but it's going to happen. There's going to be slums.
Well, what's the answer? What's the answer?
Well,
well, some places just simply don't allow it, though,
Tom. People can
Tom.
have little shacks on their little piece of land on the hillside of Rio de Janeiro.
If we don't
Not
allow
really a
homeless
pretty thing.
anywhere, where would they go? I mean,
yeah, that's the point.
Maybe if you make it uncomfortable enough, they wouldn't be homeless that long.
Well, but not all of them are that way due to their choice. So it's not like they get up one day and say, I want to be homeless. You know, I think I'm going to be homeless. I think I want to suck off the system and sleep outside. I don't think people necessarily say that. There might be some. Look, I wish it was that simple. If it was that simple, then we could say, okay, get a home, why don't you? You just better get a home. How do you do that? I mean, look, I would like to ask people, politicians, just what would you do with the homeless? Do you remember they had that proposition to allow public camping? Anywhere there was a public...
That was so stupid.
Okay.
What moron came up with that?
But here's what they were saying. I'm not saying I'm for that. But they were saying, okay, where can they go? They should be able to go anywhere. The right to live, right?
It was the same morons who wanted, the heroin houses you could shoot up with no issues.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. I mean, when they camp them, park themselves in front of your house.
Or your business, and no one wants to come in.
Right.
By the way, Ted Rowland, owner of K&H Home Solutions, if you have any questions on siding, windows, doors...
It's up to the area, though, if you think about it. Are you going to see homeless in your neighborhood? I don't see any in mine.
Okay, but why?
Well, because people police them in certain areas. Towns have rules.
Listen, it's a big problem, no question about it, and there are no simple answers to it, so...
All right, let's talk to Rose. Hey, Rose, what's going on?
I I had carpet exchange put in new carpet throughout my home.
Okay.
And it cost me $9,700.
Carpet exchange. Okay, $9,700. What's the problem?
I have Woodley's furniture, and they scratched my wood floors by moving the out from the living room.
You have heavy furniture, heavier than normal. When you said Woodley's.
Woodley's is a very heavy.
No, I know.
furniture.
Yeah. Woodley's is good stuff. So you moved it over. They moved it over your hardwood floor and scratched.
Yes, sir.
What are they going to do about it? I mean, actually, that's something they should consider. I mean, why didn't they put stuff under it when they moved it, or why didn't they carry it? What do they say about that?
Well, they're saying that they did it, but they only want to pay.
Oh, okay.
At first, so they only wanted to pay for a 3.5 foot by 3.5 foot, and I've had wood floor companies come in.
Are they saying the whole thing has to be redone? Is that what you're saying?
It would have to be.
How old are the floors? Well, I don't know. How old are the floors?
Probably about 5 years.
You're not going to be able to sand certain areas and restain without doing the whole thing. You would notice it.
God, this is going to be a fight. And carpet exchange is going to argue betterment. You're getting the whole floor redone, and there's no reason for them to pay for the whole floor.
Yeah, but a car. Auto insurance isn't going to argue that. If someone keys your car, they're not going to do just that little scratch. They're going to paint the whole side.
Yeah, but that's not betterment, because you can argue that a paint job it's just the opposite on a car, whereas if you redo a hardwood floor, it's betterment. I mean, you're redoing the floor and putting off another redoing.
But there's
you're not
no
really
other way
doing
to
that
do
with
it.
It's not really like with paint. You redo paint jobs. A better analysis, you know, if you have, for example, if you have, you know, one small part damaged of something and you decide to replace the whole thing, it's an argument. Like with carpeting, people do that.
How would your insurance company handle it? Let's say the refrigerator leaked water and it ruined one part of it. What are they going to cover?
With insurance, you do have to pay for betterment in some cases, but you're also insuring for replacement. This is a casualty. This is a loss where they don't have an agreement. I mean, she doesn't have a policy with carpet exchange. So when you agree to something, that's what you agree to. So if the insurance company says we'll replace, many times, as you know, with roofing, if they can't match it, they got to replace the whole thing. With siding, the same thing. By the way, with siding, does Everlast Siding? I'm just curious, since we're on the topic. Okay. Does that, if part of it gets ruined 5 years down the road, will it look substantially different than new?
It could. I mean, you could have some weathering.
Some fading?
Yeah.
Okay, so even though it's the colors through and through, you can still have a differentiation.
Yeah, but over time, it's going to blend back in.
Okay. So, see, that's up for discussion. This is a weird one, okay? I'm not saying that they're totally unreasonable, but I don't know. There's a certain amount of disruption and inconvenience you would have never done had it not been for them scratching it. But they're saying, and is there a break where you can redo the floors, like a doorway up to, or how is it laid out?
The whole floor is just kind of wide open, from the kitchen to the kitchen nook to the hallway. Everything is just kind of wide open. I have a very wide open home.
And you're saying you would notice a difference if you cut it off at the hallway?
Not me. Wood floor companies, and I would, because you can see where it would stop.
How much is the entire job?
I have 3 estimates. One, I really liked him because...
Now, here's what I want to know. What is the middle estimate? That's all I care about at this point. What's the middle one?
Probably about $3,400.
That's not terrible. What does a carpet exchange say?
They're saying that they would pay for the lowest rate that I gave them, but the last floor company I looked at... Hold on.
Do they say... I thought you told me they were going to prorate it, though, for the amount that they damaged.
They were, but until I got on them...
Okay, now, hold on. So what are they saying now?
Okay.
Dollars.
And then can I just say something?
Rose, listen, just first, you do me a favor. Without a story, How much are they offering now?
Probably about $2,000.
Okay, go with your story now.
Okay, then I was thinking I'm going to have my refrigerator and my stove taken out because and they said that the wood floor company said that they don't do it.
Why do you have to take those out?
Because there's wood underneath the stove and the refrigerator.
You don't need to
toilet.
redo the wood under the cabinets, under stuff like that. That's unreasonable.
The floor,
you don't have to redo the floor under those. Who's going to ever see them?
That's what the floor company said, because they said that there will be a break in it. I don't know.
Oh, you mean they can't go? They're saying they can't go right up to it because you would see it, the edge.
Correct.
Okay, I see. Man, this is a pain in the ass. Hold on, let's give this some thought. I don't really know. Does anyone? I mean, what do you do in a case like this? They did scratch the floor, but for God's sakes, are they going to end up buying her a house?
I mean, at some point,
A vacation house.
Boy, you've probably come across shit like this dealing with customers over the years. At what point do you stop counting your goddamn losses?
You get $2,500.
Come on! At some point, you got to stop with the losses.
Right. Well, I agree with you. I mean, you could start at the cabinet and go out from there.
What's that?
You could start at the cabinet and
Depends which way the wood's running.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think she could get $2,500. She's going to be golden. She's going to have floors that look brand new.
How much?
$2,500.
Yeah,
so she ponies up $1,000.
34. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's ask Simply Floors.
No, they don't do it though, right?
No, Big Bear Flooring does all that on our referral list. Get him on. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
See what he says.
One exception being an airborne car. You've seen it covered.
So they were gonna have
Hold on.
Applewood move their
Raleigh House.
their toilet.
Long.
She has wood in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Refrigerator.
TheRaleighHouse.com. I want you to look them up. The Raleigh House for treatment for addiction. Individual treatment plans, medically based, and it's real treatment. But here's something more important. Before you even commit to any kind of treatment, I want you to investigate everything there is about rehabilitation, about treatment. Call this number and ask them any question you want. Free, confidential. And you can call as many times as you want. Ask about price. Ask about modalities. Ask about locations of all kinds of centers. Ask about the industry. Ask about approaching an addict. Anything you need to know about addiction, the Raleigh House first wants you to be informed. 720-730-9722. 720-730-9722. And they have a website as well. TheRaleighHouse.com for help, information, and referrals. 720-730-9722. I'll take that one.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to charge for that.
No, that's ridiculous. Don't even get me going on that.
2,000 though. Her bid was 3,000.
She had 3,400 was the middle one.
Yeah, that.
Actually, so she
That's
told
what I'm
me,
saying. Hey, she's getting a hallway, a bathroom, a kitchen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it might be more than 2,000.
What do you mean?
They offered 2,000 to do that. You said 2,500. Well,
No. I'm saying she's going to have to pony up a little cash because she's getting everything done. Back to the betterment argument.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
A compromise.
Yeah, to me, between the lower and the middle bid. The middle bid, I think, was the guy.
she told me originally 2,200, 2,700, and 4,000 are the three bids.
Yeah, but that's before she started this crap.
Then she said, okay, moving it. This is going to be 14.
Someone quoted her $1,400 to move the refrigerator and stove.
And take out the toilet.
Oh, and move the toilet because it's hardwood. So a new wax ring is 50 cents.
Yeah, but moving it.
We're taking it off.
1,400. You know, all of those three jobs maybe 600.
Because you got to move it and then put it back.
Yeah.
The refrigerator, first of all, is nothing. The stove, unless it's some wild fucking
Mark,
thing, is
a
nothing.
refrigerator, you got to put stuff underneath it to roll it on there. Otherwise, they'll mark the floor.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't do that when they redid the furniture.
Yeah, but they're redoing the thing.
On one part of the furniture, they did, and then on the table, apparently they didn't. They put actually the old carpet down.
She better hope it didn't indent it, too.
It sounds she couldn't send me a picture, but she said it was scratched.
I wonder if they're just going to screen it and refinish it. There's no way for that money they're sanding the whole thing.
You don't think so?
No, they're going to do a real light sand.
That's all you need is a screen coat.
Depending on how deep it's scratched.
Yeah, but for the price they're talking, there's no way they're doing a full sand. And that'd be a nightmare anyhow. We had ours done in our old house, probably after 10 years.
I'm ready.
Perfect.
How much?
Our old house, man, our kitchen was the only hardware that was very small.
Oh, okay.
I mean, smaller than this room. And it was like, fuck, $1,000, man. Came out perfect. But there was fucking dust forever.
Did you do oil-based or did you do water-based?
We did water because it dries a lot quicker.
Dries quicker and you don't have to move out. That oil stinks.
Yeah. But there's definitely, in our new house, we'd probably do oil.
I don't know. They said that water is getting a lot better. So as far as for lasting goes, I don't know what's better.
Spray paint. Wood color.
Just paint the floor. I told her that. How about if you just paint the floor?
Paint it white. Lay carpet over it. You'll be the first one in your neighborhood with carpet in the kitchen.
How about just a rubber mat over the scratches?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Oh, man, I'll tell you, there's a lot happening when it comes to the homeless. People have opinions, right? I mean, it's not something you can just, you can't just haul them away. Where are you going to haul them to? Carpet exchange, we'll get right back to you. I just want to take this comment on homeless. Tim, go ahead. Do you have a solution?
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, I'd be with Mark. Just start cutting them off from a lot of their benefits from different Social Security and different things. But
Really, Tim, before you say that, then what? Then what? I mean, truly, if someone is homeless, you just cut them off, and then do they magically find a home?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Tom. You know, I don't think you know very many homeless people, and I do know some homeless people. And let me tell you something. They chose to be homeless.
Some of them.
I asked this. I mean, I literally do. I know quite a few of them. And one used to be a really good friend of mine. And I asked him one time. I said, if Donald Trump could find you a job sitting behind a desk all day, basically doing nothing but looking at a computer screen, would you take that job? He goes, nope. I said, wait a minute. Even if you got paid $65,000 a year just to do nothing. But sit there at a desk.
Tim, Tim, that I'm not going to credit you with sampling the entire population of homeless because one guy said he wouldn't do this. I'm saying that truly there are some that would rather live on the street and are lazy bums, but not all of them, Tim. I saw a young couple with 3 kids in tow, and they're homeless. Who knows their story? But I don't think they want to be.
The job market's so good now, though. You can find a job, man. But listen. Some of them, you're right. Some of them, there's definitely mental issues. But here's what Denver did years ago. I don't know why they don't do it again. One-way bus tickets. You give them a one-way bus ticket to California where it's nice and warm. L.A. already sucks, so send them there.
Yeah. You know, again, at the risk of sounding, I'm not super liberal. I'm not super conservative. And this is not a political thing, but, you know, they truly are people. Now, not all people end up in certain ways because they're lazy or because they want it. And I know people say, do this and this will happen. You know, dry up their benefits. What happens then for the next, let's say, 6 weeks to 3 months? I mean, you have people starving, robbing stores to get food. I mean, what do? I mean, you are talking about people. What do? I'm not saying I have the answer. Or that the current system is working. It obviously isn't. I mean, it is really crazy. Craig, what is your comment?
Well, Tom, you just said it's not a political thing. It is a political thing. The homeless problem is most prevalent in cities that are liberal and cities that declare themselves sanctuary cities. Look at Portland, look at Seattle, look at San Francisco, look at Los Angeles. I have a coworker that just returned from Portland. Said you would not believe the homeless problem there, and it's coming here.
But we can't say, we're not saying that most of the homeless people are undocumented aliens, are we? I see tons.
No, he means they're liberal in the fact they don't chase them out.
But he mentioned
how many homeless do you see in Douglas County? Let's get right to it. Almost zero.
Well, you ask about politicians wanting to do
Let's
something
say
about
we
it.
all chase them out. Where do we chase them to? Where do ultimately do we chase
what Denver used to
do? We herd them up and shoot them?
Tickets.
Do we herd them up and shoot them? No, seriously. What?
One-way bus tickets.
Okay, Mark, that doesn't solve a problem. That just gets them out of Denver.
That's right.
Well, that doesn't solve a problem. I mean, I'm talking about as a country. Go ahead, Craig. I'm not kidding around. I'm tired of platitudes. I mean, I wanted to... Go ahead.
Did you watch the Democratic debates? Did that topic of homelessness ever come up in the Democratic debates?
No.
The people that are largely responsible for the problem are the very ones that are ignoring it.
Listen, whether you're Democrat or Republican, what do you do now that you have the problem? You can't just dry up benefits or give them one-way tickets and hope that the problem solves itself.
What he's saying is where these problems are massive, like L.A. and becoming Denver, is because of how liberal the city is.
Okay. So if you change the politics of the city, what do you do with the problem?
Then it
doesn't go away.
You have the police clean up your area.
And obviously, homeless people will migrate where it's more friendly. Obviously, they will. They will.
You don't start throwing more money at it. Denver is talking about right now throwing more money at
You
the
didn't hear me
problem.
talk about money, not once, okay? I'm just saying that obviously they come to Denver because there are a lot of food programs and shelters, and they go to L.A. They go to places where it's friendly. If you make it unfriendly, okay, if you do make it unfriendly all over, then what happens? I'm just asking what happens. The problem doesn't go away. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't solve the problem.
But again, do you want them on your front doorstep?
I'm not saying I want anyone on my front doorstep, Craig. I'm saying that just drying up benefits and food and clothing and coats doesn't solve the problem.
It would force a lot of people to work, though. Let's face it, humans are remarkable. When you're really hungry, you'll figure a way out to eat.
Yes, it could. So, you know... It's just hard to fathom the reality. You know, it's easy to say things like that. I know what you're saying. Oh, you keep feeding them, they keep coming back. Okay, then you don't. All of a sudden, you close down a complete mission. Then they go somewhere else. You close them all down in Denver. What would happen that night? Mark, of course, in a primal society, you would have it eventually evolving out where people start dying off. But I'm talking about today.
You know, in L.A., the crime rate actually increased by 50% inside the homeless community because there's so many coming up there. It's just bad on society.
Here's the thing. Liberals are completely unreasonable when they talk about, taxing the billionaires, doing away with homeless because we're going to give free college and free everything. But conservatives are just as unrealistic when they say, dry up the benefits, make them go to work. It's all, they're both, they just don't even see it. One is too stupid one way, and one is too stupid, they're too stupid the other way. Because neither is going to work. Neither of them is going to work.
I'd be curious how many...
It would be good to slowly start working at it, really. And I'm not saying throwing money at it, but
I wonder, like strict places like Venezuela, I wonder if they have a homeless issue. I just don't know. I mean, there's places out there that the homeless simply aren't going to go.
No, because they go elsewhere, right? They go elsewhere. So, again, and some people don't have the means to travel.
Yeah, some people that are homeless can't go because they're stuck where they're at.
Do you open up areas and do a homeless colony? And just then go in and work at homeless colonies and work at getting them out of there, where it's not so comfortable, but it's not cruel. I don't know. Again, it takes more than platitudes. Make them get a job. Okay, yeah, right.
I don't know the answer. I wish I fucking knew the answer.
I don't try to think of it as in solving the actual homeless problem. What I think about is solving it around my community.
Yeah, you just want to defer it, right? It doesn't.
Yeah,
rather than you just make someone else's.
I'm not going to pretend to be able to solve it.
I didn't believe you. I thought I was on a delay.
So if you go to YouTube and watch Seattle is Dying, that one there, they'll say that basically 100% of the people are on drugs.
Who?
Homeless.
I'm sorry, dear.
In Seattle. 100% they say.
So I don't know if that's a fair description, right? I have a cousin in Denver.
In where? I'm sorry?
Here, a cousin in Denver that's both homeless.
Okay.
One is mentally unstable, the other is a heroin addict.
Right. So those two
So those
things.
are two different
Yep.
solutions.
I would have seen that.
And that's probably 95% of the homeless.
And there's probably a deep degree of that, right?
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
but one usually comes with the other.
Not always,
no.
right? My aunt doesn't do drugs. She's just insane. She's
Okay.
Yeah.
completely
No,
schizophrenic. She doesn't have the resources.
I think that's those two things is what causes 95%.
Colorado tinnitus coming up.
Mike.
Learn more at discoverhomeequityloans.com.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is where I went to get relief for my tinnitus and also to get help with my hearing loss. If you have hearing loss or tinnitus, one or both, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is a place I can highly recommend. Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa truly, they love their patients. It's a true love and affection for their patients where they will look for the best solution. They let you try out everything before you commit to it and buy it. That's what I love. And they're at the forefront of research when it comes to tinnitus. They have devices that can mask tinnitus to a point where you start ignoring it. They also have Dysynchra, which can get rid of many forms of tinnitus totally. Helpforringing.com is the website. They're at Clarkson and Hamden. There's an urgent care there. Well, they're on the top floor there, or the second floor. That's helpforringing.com, Clarkson and Hamden, 303-534-0163. 534-0163. I'm going to have to start doing a bunch of new ones on these, send that to me, because a lot of the information is outdated. There's a doctor that left. I'm going to have to redo them.
Canada's got a pretty low rate.
A lot of it's cold though.
What?
Vancouver doesn't. Vancouver's got a huge homeless.
Does it? I was looking at the country in general.
Vancouver, that's where they have several safe injection
And I
sites.
said, what did I say? I meant to say Singapore. I think I said Venezuela.
Or Russia.
Well, Russia's probably all homeless. Jesus.
No, I'll bet.
Lowest homeless population.
Countries?
I think the lowest price ever.
What state, what city is the highest?
Lowest price we've ever had.
I want
think
country
anything else
lowest.
because we've run 40% off. And granted, people don't remember stuff.
So they're all homeless.
Here we go. Denmark, Egypt, Finland.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. This is the company that I recommend to friends and neighbors and get glowing reviews. That's because they have an ease of process, a quick close, and they put all their guarantees in writing, 3 weeks or less in most cases. And here's the other deal. If you have a loan in process and you're not happy, things are not exactly as they were promised, or you're being jerked around, Ideal Home Loans will look at that loan package free of charge and might be able to beat the deal. Now, here's the thing. You're not obligated to go with the one where you applied. You're not. Ideal can explain that to you. Hey, worst case, they let you know you have a great deal. Best case, they get you a better deal. Ideal Home Loans. Either go there first or get a second look. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. Locally owned and operated. IdealHomeLoans.com. Take that to me. Here's one.
This doesn't even sound possible. 69%.
Of the homeless are in California?
On a single night in January, roughly, in the United States, the number increased for a second. Where's this? California. California near. California also had the highest rate of unsheltered people, experiencing homelessness at nearly 69%.
I don't want to say
69% of their population?
No. 69% of the homeless people are what are they saying?
In California? I don't blame them. Why would you want to be here in the winter?
No, I think that No, that can't be right, could it?
No, it can't be.
You know that movie? Remember the movie Back to the Future?
How serious? How did,
Dan,
when you
what's
get
that?
remember the
this
movie
offer,
Back to the
people
Future?
listen
Yeah.
really
Remember that
carefully
town
and say, "I
square
heard this or that."
with the clock
Is
tower?
it like
That's Santa
that,
Barbara.
or is it just?
Oh, is it really?
You
Yeah.
never really know.
I heard a
June
story
now,
about that.
you know,
They had a
you
problem
always
with
think
homeless
about
people.
these
They had about 20 of them
analyticals that
sleeping
say, wait a
on the
minute.
lawn and everything around
Uh-huh.
there.
You don't advertise.
So they imposed a
You honest to
1%
God
sales
don't.
tax
I mean, so
thing
many
on
people
Santa
try to
Barbara
avoid one or two phone
to
calls.
help the
People
homeless.
say, you said that. That's
Well, it brought millions of
false advertising is
dollars
true.
in.
It's false advertising. You guys have
And
never
they went within 1 year
I think
from having
sometimes
20
you
homeless
actually
to
err
having
too much
20,000.
because
I believe
you're
it.
trying to
The
satisfy
more
the
you,
views
the more you
as
offer,
opposed
the more you
course.
get.
That's why Ben Franklin had it right.
I mean,
What is that percentage that they saying up there? What is?
a fear of
I
being
fucking don't
involved.
understand it. There's
Hey,
no way.
I demand this.
68% of the state is homeless.
Because
here's the
But this says 3.9.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK.
K&H is in the house. One quick question for K&H. They wanted to know, do you still do storm windows, for goodness sakes? This is a question from the past. I think they might have some.
That is a question from the past. We have serviced some of the storm windows that we put out there, but we no longer sell storm windows.
Are storm windows still a thing with all the new windows out there? Why would you bother?
Because you have areas where you have historical considerations and they won't let you replace the windows.
Okay. All right. So if you've installed them, you will service them.
Yeah.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. Greg has a homeless comment. And I will get to your other problems, I promise. Rose, I haven't forgotten about you. Go ahead, Greg.
So, Tom, you were speaking about the homeless. I'm not sure if you're aware of what they've done in Salt Lake City recently.
What did they do?
In the last couple of years. They said, we have a homeless problem. What we're going to do is go in and build homes. And so they've created housing for the homeless, and it allows those who are trying to improve their lives the stability to have a foundation to do so. And those who are not, they have found that if they provide them with homes and a place to go, it's actually less expensive to maintain them than all of the support that the government's providing for people out on the streets. And so it was kind of a win-win. It's well documented. You can look it up online.
I'm going to look it up.
Thought, yeah.
You know,
that's
I appreciate it. Thank you. I do have an idea based on somebody. That there is an answer, actually. Really, there is. And I'll talk about it and see what you think coming up. I really believe that. Now, Rose went to Carpet Exchange. I will say this. Years ago, we used to get a bunch of complaints about Carpet Exchange. Then they died out completely, where floor coverings in general, when it came to carpeting, whether a Carpet Exchange or Carpet Mill outlets, the two big guys, and then Home Depot and Lowe's, they went next to nothing. I don't know why. You know, then we have people like Simply Floors Inc., which are just absolutely the best, and they just go in from the beginning and blow everybody's doors off with quality and price. But let me just say this. Recently, we've heard an uptick in carpeting problems. Why do you think, Mark? Why? With both Carpet Mill Outlet and Carpet Exchange, but just recently.
They're just busier.
Yeah, okay, that could be it. Now, Rose, Carpet Exchange, it's very simple. They scratch your hardwood floor. You have to do the entire floor over. And how deep are those scratches, by the way?
They're pretty deep. I had a guy come out and with their recommendation, and he said that I would not be happy with the results because it's not going to blend. And that was their guy. That
You mean
said,
even if they do the whole floor, it's not going to blend?
Oh, no. If they do the whole floor, it'll blend.
That's what I'm asking.
Then-
How deep are they?
Yeah.
They're pretty deep. Can if you take your fingernail, would it get caught in it?
It will. You can feel it. Yes, it won't be caught in it, but
I'm just wondering how deep into the wood, or is it just into the finish? Because a screen coat might be able to make everything perfect. Do you know? Did they ever use that expression, screen coat?
they said that would not work.
Okay.
The company said
All right.
it won't work.
Well, Rose, I would try one other company for a bid. Simply Floors Inc. just because, or Big Bear Flooring, somebody from our referral list, and I would just to get an idea. But here's what it comes down to: you need somebody reasonable, not just that $1,400 was unreasonable to move your appliances. That's just ridiculous, and to reset a toilet, you need somebody more realistic. I don't think Carpet Exchange has to pay just whatever you come up with. you're going to have to kind of negotiate. 2,000 was not a complete insult. If you added to that some money for the moving of the stuff, and even if you had to kick in an extra 1,000, you're getting a whole new floor throughout the house. I would tend to say that I think they're not trying to rip you off. Okay, I don't think they are. I think that you have to be realistic, and the only way I know if you're being realistic is if we had people I know and trust to give you estimates and to see where they are in estimates. Like Big Bear Flooring and that floor, Mark, if you could have them look at her floor. Rose, if you want us to really help, when we get a real honest-to-God idea of value, then you don't have to worry about all these different opinions. We have truly screened these people on the referral list. I'd like Big Bear Flooring to look at it, and then to move the appliances and reset a toilet.
I think they might even do that stuff. I mean, if you're in the hardwood business, I would assume you're moving this stuff all the time.
Or they have people that can do it.
They just said that they can't be responsible for hooking up wire lines.
I understand. I understand. Okay, I understand. And we may have to get people to do that. But I'd like to see what the true damages are. And I would say if you can get 75% of it to 80% covered by carpet exchange, I would take it. That's the way I would handle it. But I would wait to see what the true numbers are. Let's see if we can get Big Bear to go there. Where is Rose located? Do you know? Rose, where are you located?
Off of Smoky Hill and Piccadilly.
Okay, not bad. Hold on. Suzanne, if you can get her information, that would help us immensely.
Hey, this Utah thing they did in Salt Lake, I've been reading about it.
With the homeless.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. One of the tricks in order to get these people off drugs and stuff is they built these homes well far away from downtown so they're not seeing their old buddies and catching up in the old crap. They have counselors involved. They have a lot of stuff. And more importantly, it looks like it's working.
Wow. Cedar? What is your comment?
No, I just wanted to comment on the homeless situation that you guys are discussing.
Yes.
I actually feel that your approach is pretty balanced, and the problem that we have is that we approach it with the same mentality that we have for quite a while. It's a social problem, but it's also an economic problem. And to generalize it, that's where we go wrong.
I know.
We have a major social problem that we have to address. And it's going to take highly skilled and educated people in the social and psychology field to help us decide how to handle that.
That is right, but that's not popular in the media. Sound bites are, the platitudes are. And but you're right, Cedar. But truly, to get attention, people have to say, give them a ticket, or, they'll get a job, take away their food.
Or let them live everywhere, including the parks, and do everything.
Let them camp out. They have a right to live. One way or the other. You're right. The balanced, slow approach, like maybe what they're doing in Utah, I don't know, but a balanced, slow approach is not popular for sound bites and for the media. It really isn't, because it will take highly intelligent people trying to solve this problem. Like, look, we looked up at the moon, and we said, let's get there. I mean, that took a lot of effort. I'm sure as hell think we can help people become not homeless. Now, for those who truly want to be homeless, who truly want that life, the hell with them. Let them have the life and then make it difficult, yes. Because I believe people like that life is its own teacher. But people hard up who want to improve their lots in life, I think there is a way to do that. Okay, and step 13, okay, quickly, here's what I think is the solution. He would offer everyone a place to stay, everyone. All they had to do is wean themselves off drugs and alcohol. Some of them were not on drugs and alcohol, so they were better. Bob Cote. And I think step 13 or step Denver's still around. So you have a place to stay immediately. They get you a job immediately. They do it for you. As long as you stay there and you work and you're not on drugs or alcohol, you have a home and you have meals, day one. Then they slowly find you a place to live, help you pay the deposit through the money you're earning, and you're on your own. That's what they do. And Salvation Army has done that too. So there are places that really work. Another place, Open Door Ministries. But these are a slow approach, and they're not going to work for people hell-bent on self-destruction.
The only thing I think
Patty, hold on, yes.
That I'll correct you on there is there's not slowly weaning off. They catch you failing a drug test,
you're
out of there.
I know, I understand. They're strict. Now, Patty, what's happening?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I bought a car from iCar in Golden, Colorado, a month ago, within this month, and my plates are going to expire. I went down and got to get my license, and it said I got a transaction reject letter because a more recent title has been issued in the state of Washington.
What?
Current title is yes.
Wait a minute. So they don't have title to this car. What's the main point?
They don't have title, and the brakes are bad, and they won't do anything about it.
Well,
the brakes are so bad I can't drive it, and a dealer in the state of Colorado cannot sell it.
Right.
It's an unsafe car, but
That's
they
right.
won't do anything. They
That's
won't
right.
help me, and I don't know what to do.
Well, they can claim the brakes were fine when Patty, take a breath. They can claim that the brakes were fine when you bought it. How long has it been?
It's within a month.
Okay. It might be difficult. But Patty, here's the deal. If you're not going to get title,
you can't.
There's nothing you can do except undo the deal, and they have to give your money back. And that's what I suggest you do, that you not mess with the car.
That's what I want to do.
What's the name of the dealer? Well, you haven't gone to the right people. What's the name?
Where? In Golden, Colorado.
Golden. Okay. Who's the owner or principal you've been dealing with? iCar Automotive.
That's part of the problem. They're giving me the runaround. When I told him, I said, when I started to get mad, when I realized, that they're not going to do anything, they told me to, I called and I said, listen.
Don't say any vulgarities they might have said, but a quick question.
Not.
Okay, here's the deal. You bought this about 30 days ago. You need to get your money back. How much did you pay?
$2,500 or something like that.
This should be a slam dunk. I can't believe it.
I know.
What do they have to hang their hat on?
No, they're going to give your money back. We can get you out of this deal. I mean, these people are just breaking the law. You don't have title. They sold it without brakes. They need to refund the money. Can you call them immediately? Let's call them right now. I'd like to get a comment. They need to give the money back, or the dealer licensing board. Did you go to the dealer licensing board directly, Patty? Did you go to the dealer licensing board?
The dealer licensing board?
Yeah, hold on. Just hold on.
Sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs.
Two shorts here, simply floors and floor.
No!
I wonder what kind of car it was for $2,500.
A piece of a junker.
She's worried about the brakes and the 800-pound gorilla in the room is a title. I know.
She can never. I know. She's going to be a temp for the rest of her life. I've never heard of that though. Why did she say she can't get it registered? What was the flag called?
The title was in like an Oregon or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got titled. Yeah, I think she said Washington.
Washington.
So it's stolen? I mean, what does that ultimately mean?
Yeah, that's weird.
Brakes might not be a big deal, unless they like a master cylinder win or something.
Yeah, but even so, it's $2,000 car.
And drink and chips to your sub for just $2. That's $2 for any chip
$2
and regular
chuck.
drink during July. Jersey Mike's. See a sub above.
Well, we just heard about a floor covering problem, right? They weren't getting satisfaction. That won't happen with SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell and his team are dedicated to consumer service and excellence, great quality and value. That's right. And they have new 24-month low-cost financing, better than a credit card if you're looking for flooring. And special discounts, $250 to $1,000 off. 303-456-4660, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's
Because they live in fucking Europe and there's 18,000 countries right there. That's the dumbest commercial I've ever heard.
No, it's because they use this software.
Yeah, they
Of
all
course.
have it.
Don't you listen?
It comes free with your citizenship papers.
They switch countries like we switch states.
Oh, it's
Or
insane.
we switch underwear.
Exactly. We should just take Canada.
I tell you what, the best thing would have ever happened to Mexico, we would have conquered Mexico.
Yeah, no shit. I bet Mexico's wishing we conquered Mexico.
Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way.
Boy, did you see those people dying in Costa Rica from that
Alcohol.
liquor? That's probably what happened in Dominican. They got...
They pour in some fucking shit that gets you all fucked up.
They're just pouring too much of it.
Okay, got it. If you're injured and you're wondering, what am I owed? You may not be owed anything, or you may be owed a ton. Get an expert opinion. Get free legal advice. If you've been injured in an accident, an auto accident, a traffic accident, or some other way, and you think someone else is responsible or you're not even sure, personalinjuryco.com, John Fuller, Fuller Law. I've known John for many, many years. He will give you free, solid advice when you need it the most. 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Oh, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow with Ford. Boy, I own a shitload of Ford.
When you say I own a shitload of Ford, are we saying we own a shitload of Ford too?
Yes, you do as well. That is true.
What's going on with it?
They just report tomorrow.
Yeah.
This guy here says, I'm
Have you seen
homeless,
the
what they
electric
call
Mustang SUV?
one of the working homeless. I have been living in a car since 2017. I've been on vacation.
Mustang is making a fully
I've been on vacation, your show before. I'm a guy that
Look at it, is it called a
wrongfully
Mustang?
Yeah,
convicted.
so what they did is they just took the Mustang and stretched it.
How do you-
It's like what Porsche did with
How
the
do you take a
Sedan, right?
vacation when you're homeless? Did you just say that?
Well, that's what he says.
Oh, it
I've been
doesn't
on
look good. I
vacation,
didn't
your
like it.
show before.
Maybe you will, though.
What does
Look
that
up
mean?
the Mustang SUV.
I don't fuck.
So the new Bronco looks awesome.
There's children on the streets. I saw a woman put her little girl to bed in a crushed refrigerator box.
I've been on vacation. What the fuck does that mean? I'm homeless, I live in a car, but I've been on vacation.
It's all vacation.
JD, what the hell do you mean by that? Somebody commenting on Facebook. He says, I'm homeless,
He's on the line.
what they call one of the working homeless. I have been living in a car since 2017. I've been on vacation.
Your show before.
Mark, he's on the line.
Oh, is he?
JD?
JD.
Is it the JD or is it just
JD?
And this guy's name is actually JD.
Where did you get that name?
It's JD Think
It's easier to remember that
Tankers
Yeah.
org. Oh, this is his email. It's org.asa.
I want to hear the latest. That our space program is sexist and racist.
Of course.
Misogynistic, and the moon landing was a celebration of white male dominance.
Yep. Did you know in CSU they can't say freshman anymore?
What did you just say?
CSU they can't say freshman anymor.
What do you say?
I guess you can say fresh person or first year in college.
Freshman. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm serious. They got a whole list of words. They got a whole list of words they can't say.
It's like Z is the
You can't say hip hip hooray.
Why can't you say hip hip hooray?
Apparently, that was associated with the way they took down Jerusalem or something like that.
Hip hip hooray? Is a cheer called out to express congratulations towards someone.
Right.
Well, I don't see any. What are you talking
Come
about?
on, Mark. You should just know that.
Yeah.
You got to know
The
your
anti-Semitic origins of hip hip hooray.
There you go.
Anti-Semitic.
See, you don't have the feeling.
What are they?
Do you like the way that looks?
The way Jerusalem was taken down.
Hip hip hooray.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not unique.
I mean, they literally just took a Mustang and raised and stretched it. Right.
This is what colleges do for their probably English department.
This is why there's such a homeless problem. These fucking colleges. They're teaching these kids, oh, just go out there and tell people you want free pizza.
Yeah.
Don't worry about jobs. Or they give them a stupid degree like engineering.
But you need a degree. Don't worry about jobs. But you need a degree.
Hi,
Take a loan
Tom
out.
Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713.
138-255. Okay, let's talk. What's on your mind? We have to get this woman's money back for this car. That's what we're working on.
Deputy Clint is calling.
Deputy Clint is calling. Cheryl has a comment on homeless. This has hit a nerve. We'll take any and all of your comments. Hey, Cheryl, what do you have to say about this serious epidemic?
Hey, good morning, Tom. I am. My husband and I are among the homeless. And we have been homeless for 9 years now since the Deepwater Horizon explosion. And what we have found is that the more billions, the more money that is poured into these homeless programs, it continues to line the pockets of the CEOs and the highly educated people, and barely any trickles down to the homeless.
Can you give me an example of that, Patty? I mean, excuse me, Cheryl.
Cheryl. Yeah, for instance, when we were in LA for just a bit, they were on the media talking about how they had just been given $7 billion for their homeless. I'm sorry, $1 billion. Excuse me, $1 billion for their homeless program.
And what did they do with it?
Well, they had a lot of resources for mental health issues and drug issues and alcohol issues, but did not really see any of the homeless get housed. So a lot of the money that is, and there's more than enough.
Well,
we all know.
How did you become homeless? How did you and your husband become homeless?
We lived in Panama City Beach, Florida. My husband is the wagon man. We lived in Panama City Beach, Florida, and I was a substitute school teacher and working on my associate's degree.
Okay.
And so the Deepwater Horizon explosion.
What is that?
Happened. That was when
It's offshore oil.
Yeah, offshore oil.
It was where they had that huge cleanup.
Did he work for that?
Yes. No, but we lived in Panama City Beach, so we suffered the consequences of the oil in the water and the dispersants and all the cleanup and no tourists.
But why have you been homeless for 10 years?
That's what we would like to know, because while we have been homeless, we have continued positive behavior. I went on and completed my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Well, hold on. Where are you living right now?
We are living in our van, homeless, in Colorado Springs.
Hold on.
But
you completed your master's degree?
At University of the Rockies while homeless. We know that just because you don't have a home does not mean that you exhibit.
How old are you?
I will be 61 in about 2 weeks.
What about your husband? What is he trained in?
He is the wagon man. If you Google him, you'll see that he gives his life for all of us, for community service.
Okay, but what is he? Has he?
Very hard.
But what has he worked? What has he done for work?
I'm sorry. He originally walked from Panama City Beach to Los Angeles, California, pulling 5 wagons behind him. So he has authored a book from that true, the true book of that walk.
Okay, I need to know quickly, without a big story, what is he skilled to do? Does he want to get a job? Do you want to get a job?
Well, that is not the problem. The problem is what keeps us homeless. I can have 5 jobs.
What keeps you homeless? Tell me, what keeps you homeless? Let's solve it right now.
All right, what keeps us homeless is the fact that the programs are built to help those with negative behavior. If I have an alcohol or a drug problem or a behavioral problem or a mental problem, I have help getting a home. But when I do everything correct, I continue my education.
Cheryl, if you're telling me the truth, I want to get you a home. I want to help you. I want to give you reinforcement. I'm not going to buy the home for you. I will help you, though. I'm serious now. If you hold on, give your information to Suzanne. I can't believe this is a great story. This woman has positive behavior and can't get help. But if people were on drugs, they would get help to get a house. I want to talk to her at length. Really. Hang on, please.
I want you to send her contact info.
She's called before.
They're nuts, man.
They've called before.
No, this is incredible. If she's telling the truth, that's an incredible story.
So it is actually true. It's way easier to get help if you have a drug problem.
Well,
there's so many places that you can go.
Yeah.
And they'll house you for free. I mean, you have to work.
This guy can't be mentally stable.
But he wrote that book.
You know, a big part of the homeless population is drugs and mental health.
You're right.
I would say in the 90s.
Yep,
right?
that's what I would say.
90+% of it is that.
A few months ago, I had to go I spent the evening at a crack house on a deal we had here.
This is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
And those people were all homeless in there. They were all either had drug addiction or were nuts. Every one.
Yeah. That's what they say in Seattle. They said basically 100% drugs. No, I'm sure that's probably an overstatement.
and
There's
two of
probably
them
It's
mental
also
illness,
really
but-
hard to differentiate drugs and mental illness, right? Because you both look pretty similar. And heavy psych meds make you look like you're on drugs.
Well, and a lot of times they're mental health and on drugs.
Exactly, and then you have combos.
I think it's Dying in Seattle or whatever that thing. What is that?
The lady with the Subaru with the title problem,
Yeah.
she tells us half the story.
Oh, really?
The dealer's aware of it. The people that traded the car in went to get a duplicate title, and then the dealer said, "No, we got a good title," and so that messed it up. So they just need to call the state and get rid of it. She just needs to take it into them.
So she can bring it back and get it done now?
She can take it back, and they will get her a good title.
Okay.
But she doesn't want the car. She says,
Well,
"I don't
that's
like the
different.
car." I know. She says you should be able to take it back like Walmart. Well, that's not how used cars work.
Seattle is dying, and I can't remember what they said, but they are spending billions on their homes.
Yeah.
And it's worse. They had to chase them out of graveyards. They were
You
living in
know,
graveyards.
Seattle has an underground. Did you know that? An
Yeah.
underground city.
Yeah.
Have you ever been down there?
No, I haven't.
It's fascinating. When they built the original city, they built it too low, and when the tides come in, the sewage backflows.
See this,
And then it happened with
it's
those,
that's what they say in there. They also,
But you have the
basically
right.
it's drugs. It's
Yeah.
I think it was found that you have the right.
Well,
to
you
do
can
that.
get money for just about anything else, but they won't give you drug money.
It's
So
protected
they have to
under
panhandle.
free speech. I can't remember what the ruling was. I know it's in appeal right now.
But he wrote that book. He or she called before.
Yeah, I think I remember it. So. But I mean, why is he doing this? Why isn't he out working? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's.
He's pulling a fucking wagon around town when he could have a job.
Some of these people panhandle make a lot of money.
You make a ton of money.
Yeah.
You do pretty well.
I've always thought of following one at the end of the day and see where they go.
My nephew, when he was in college, got an art. My nephew, when he was in college, got an art degree. He went around to where all these guys were in corners and collected all that cardboard and taped it together and made a suit. He made a jacket and a pair of pants out of that cardboard for the homeless people. Then he stood on a corner all day and made close to $700.
Yeah, my cousin
In
averaged
one day.
$18 an hour doing it.
Did he really?
Yeah, she.
In no
Oh, that was a mental illness one?
No, she's on heroin. She actually
Okay.
just robbed a bank, so she's not a problem anymore.
Anyway,
She's now in prison.
Jason made.
Did you do a background check on this guy? It seems like every relative he mentioned.
Yeah, I come from good blood.
Anyway, he made $700. He came back and took a dog.
Paid off the association.
Yeah.
At $700 a day, does that feed a heroin habit?
Her?
Yeah.
I mean, she had to rob a bank, so probably.
Anyway, Jason got $700. He came back with a dog, and he got $1,100 in one day.
Oh, really?
$1,100.
Just think if they borrowed a kid.
Oh yeah, and with the dog really helped. He said really helped. He was trying to find. He was trying to.
They don't help when I go by.
I'm trying to help this lady into a house.
I think
is feeble.
You're
Is it
very
like trying to
negative.
help a fat lady
But
into a
I think it's
bathtub?
irrelevant. Getting housing's irrelevant.
Your negativity is spawning.
Yes.
It's fucking. The guy pulls a wagon.
Let him help it. Let him help.
In Santa
Let
Barbara,
Tom
they
help.
put them in the houses. They
Let
went
Tom
in and they
help.
sold the furniture,
Let Tom
the appliances, and then the copper out of them.
Maybe you can get him new wagon.
You realize what these people do is pull around a 5-piece wagon on the streets of Colorado Springs, wearing very bizarre
It
clothes.
sounds like they want to be like this, don't they?
Of course they want to be like this. He's a wagon man.
He wrote a book. He wrote a book.
They can live free under their own rules. There's a lot of it.
Vagabond.
Wagon Man back in Colorado Springs.
That's it. You got it.
Is that what you mean?
There's a guy in West Colfax that had tows 2 shopping carts with a mini bike.
There's a naked cowboy in Manhattan.
That's right.
The one with the guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Credit Karma.
I think they want to be eccentric.
Of course they do. Look what they do.
It's a wagon train he's got.
I know. Do you see the big flags and his jeans and his cowboy hat?
But he would take a home, Tom.
But we're gonna do an experiment. You're gonna buy him a home. We're gonna see how long it takes.
But
We'll trade a home for the
I don't think
wagon.
they want to work. No, I've tried that.
Just like that lady yesterday and stuff that's begging for money on GoFundMe.
God, that one
She's
yesterday. Guys, listen to this. She owns her house outright. It's worth $300,000 to $350,000. No mortgage payment. She's back on property taxes, a total of like $10,000 3 years. The third year's coming up, so they're getting ready to sell the tax lien. They can foreclose, take the house, whatever. She puts up a GoFundMe. Instead of selling the house and taking the money that she can, she puts up a GoFundMe so people give her free fucking money to pay her tax bill. She's got $20 so far.
But here's also, she's got $68,000 school loans. She's in her mid-50s. She's got $30,000 of IRS back taxes. She's got $6,000 worth of credit card debt.
Yeah, she owes $100,000, but she's got $300,000.
So she's got this degree, $68,000.
How'd she pay off her home?
Her mom died. Her mom croaked. It was her mom's house.
Oh, she said she had money from her.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it. You know what she did for a living? You're going to love this. She was a tumbler.
What's wrong with that?
A tumbler?
The woman that called yesterday.
And she did some.
I'm reading her GoFundMe. She's like, I'm a tumbler.
What's a tumbler?
I don't fucking know.
Go do a somersault. She did trapeze stuff. She did dancing. She did choreography, whatever.
Choreography.
She folded people. She folded people.
That's when you have your origamis do choreography.
Yeah. If you do your it's origami. If you do
when your origami starts singing.
Origami.
Yeah.
But so she's in mid-50s. Say she would have went to college in her 30s. You can how much college she would have had to get $68,000 worth of debt?
Well, a lot of people.
No, now, but not 20 years ago. College wasn't so expensive.
So Warren wants to get rid of. If your family makes less than $100,000 a year, she wants to get rid of your college student debt. But if you make over that, yours doesn't get waived. So to me that is so retarded. I don't even know what it's
penalized for being successful.
That's literally what it does. I went to college, I became successful. Now I'm getting punished.
How about this? Both my girls, they paid off their college loans in like 4 years.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk. What's on your mind? How can we help you? How can we make your life just a little easier? All you have to do is call. We do help, information, and referrals. So welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Doors. We love telling you about great people. One Clear Choice Doors, they have that Martino inspection, where they'll come and inspect the door, adjust it, safety bolt tightening and hinge bolt tightening and lubrication, all free to put their sticker on it. They want to be your company. If they find anything wrong, you get a complete report. One Clear Choice Doors, new openers starting at just $333. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Hey, let's talk, okay? We got all kinds of stuff going on. People want to weigh in on this homeless thing. And then we have the dealership. Patty bought a car, and they can't get her title, plus it has no brakes, and she said it was sold that way.
Wait.
And I'm just wondering, where's the title?
Clint?
Uh-oh, am I not hearing it all? Because I said, and she only paid $2,500. They should give her money back. What's the story?
It was a trade-in, and the people got a duplicate title, and it's something that's easy to correct. The dealer said they're correcting it, and they're going to take care of it.
But when?
As soon as she brings it to them. She has to bring the title to them for them to void one of them. There's two titles.
Okay, hold on then. Let me talk to her. Hey, Patty, what do they mean you have to bring something to them?
I have no clue. They told me to send them something, email, and then they told me they didn't get it. Hang on, get me back off speaker. And then when I keep trying to talk to a manager.
Just drive down there and get it taken care of.
They said if you go to them.
I can't drive. That's the thing. I told them that the brakes are so bad I'm scared to drive down there.
She's mixing problems.
Yeah, we have to take one problem at a time. Somehow get down there. You have to get down there with paperwork you have. They said they will take care of it. And after that we can deal with the other stuff. That's going to be a harder one to deal with, but you got to get a title. And listen,
it's a $2,500 car. It's going to have a lot more problems.
No, I know it. Was it sold as a towaway?
No, it was not. It was sold as a drivable car.
Okay, and
it passed emissions.
Oh, good, good. Patty, count your blessings. Count your blessings you were able to even find a car for $2,500. I'm serious. How many miles on it?
I don't even know. I just felt like I really don't. I came in, I'm disabled. I told them the car wasn't working. They wouldn't return my calls. Yeah, I'm mixing problems. I had a really bad experience with my car in Golden. I'm just saying.
I understand. But right now, let's get the title.
Count my blessing.
Let's get, well, for $2,500, any car running.
I hear you.
Now listen, any car running, people would die for that and then have it fixed up even for $1,000. They would have $3,500 car. But I'm not saying you should be lucky. I'm just saying right now, get the title. No matter what, you got to get that problem first. Then we will work on the others. JD has a homeless comment. Go ahead, JD. What's happening?
Yes, Tom. Thank you for taking my phone call.
What's happening?
I think I may be able to elaborate on the previous callers. Exploitation of the homeless is what she was talking about. When the city, let's say Denver has claimed to have 5,000 homeless around the surrounding area. When you crunch the numbers, the amount that some of these organizations got in Denver, according to the numbers, they got $11 million from all the generous people of Colorado, which there are many, as you know, around Christmas time, all these donations. If you crunch the numbers, yeah, she's right. You could have housed them annually in the apartments, got them in programs for, mental health or alcoholism, what have you, and into work programs through the job agencies, which you mentioned there are many jobs out there. And all you got to do is, use a shovel at least.
So there are, you say, they got $11 million for the homeless program?
Yes. Last year, all these agencies, I won't mention the names, but she mentioned
I don't care about the names. Neither does anyone. You can.
It's all the associates that in the top individuals. They only have to give 10% of donations. So when you give $1,
no, but are you saying? Listen, again, I'm going to hold you to details. Are you saying the $11 million went to pay people that didn't need it? Did they steal the money? What did they do with it?
No, well, all they're required to do is put 10% of their annual, the donations given to them into the actual cause.
Who said that? Who said that?
What's that?
Who said that?
Any of these nonprofits.
That's not true. There is no set percentage to begin with. That what they do is the Secretary of State audits them or keeps track of them, but they don't say to a charity. I mean, they've shut down charities who don't truly donate or are not efficient. There are a lot of charities that pay their fundraisers more than they actually put toward the actual cause. You're right about that. But I'm not aware. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm not aware of any law that says 10% of revenue raised must go to the intended cause. Perhaps. I just don't know of that. But I don't know how much they're putting of the $11 million or if they even raised $11 million. That's what you're telling me. I don't think, though, the homeless problem is caused by lack of funding anyway. I don't think that's the problem. It goes way deeper. Well, even talking to Cheryl, she says, I got my master's degree and I can't get help, whereas if I had a drug addiction, I could get help. We have positive behavior, my husband and I. But I believe, Cheryl, you have eccentric behavior in another way. I think you and your husband probably like the life you have. From what I can see on YouTube, it sounds like you guys are just happy as clams being homeless.
No. We just exhibit positive behavior while we are homeless. We don't let the homeless situation change our behavior.
But would your husband give up the wagon man title and his walking around with overalls and a train of wagons and stuffed animals and saying hi to people and stay positive message? Would he give that up for a 9-to-5 job working his ass off?
Well, first of all, yes, he would. But second of all, he cannot. He has chronic arthritis. He has disabling conditions.
He works all over he walks all over the city pulling wagons.
That's right. That's to show others who have disabilities. Just because you have disabilities don't mean you still can't get out and give and do for your community.
But you can't work. but you can't work. What I'm getting at is
work. That's hard work every day. Very hard work.
All right, Cheryl, I'm not disputing.
A 9-to-5 job, he cannot be hired.
He can't be hired, you're saying.
For a 9-to-5 job, that's correct. He has disabling conditions that prevent him from holding a 9-to-5.
There are so many jobs he could do. Listen, he could do.
He's holding out for management.
No. I'm saying, Cheryl, just what he does now, walking around pulling a wagon all over Colorado Springs, I am saying that's not limiting him. He can do jobs. There would be jobs to do where he could walk around or make deliveries or stuff like that. Why wouldn't he? I mean, he has a book coming out, and that is going to be a part of his income. Okay,
we have
good.
the equipment to make our own T-shirts.
Good.
We were in the process of starting our business.
Good.
When we were blown out of our home, and it's just kind of not impossible, but so close. We've even made T-shirts and sold them.
Well, Cheryl, he's known as the Wagon Man. If people want to look him up, the Wagon Man in Colorado Springs, you'll see some YouTubes. And Cheryl, if you're serious about getting a home, if you want to put your education to work, what is your education in? What area?
Behavioral psychology and criminal justice, and I'm working very hard to continue on and earn my PhD, and I would love to be, and I've tried so hard just to work as an adjunct.
Now, who paid for your education?
Between myself and student loans and scholarships and grants, and I still owe for my student loans.
Well, Cheryl, it's good that you're educated. Now you need to put the education to work. Otherwise, you're going to be a perpetual student. But why don't you? As I said, leave your information with Suzanne.
That's a perfect example. How do you fix that? How do you possibly fix that conversation? Honestly.
I don't know.
She's going for her PhD. They've been homeless for 9 years. Her husband drags a wagon all over Colorado Springs but can't work. How do you argue with that?
You hope the alarm rings and you wake up in the morning, and that was, I go, whew. Stephanie, I had the weirdest dream about a call on my show. You hope it's not real. But it is. Now, again, we're getting. Listen, the more talk, the closer we get to at least opening up the problem. I don't mind people talking about everything. Like Larissa has some ideas. Go ahead, Larissa. Hello? Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. Hold on then. She hung up. Somebody else is on there. We have more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
You can't fix that.
It's just like yesterday's lady. They got all this education, but now they want to get a higher degree.
How do you get a higher degree?
Well, she's not going to get any better job.
No, her work history is going to.
And I love the fact. What'd she say? Psychiatry? What did she say?
Behavioral science.
Oh Jesus, she ain't learned shit apparently.
And what else was behavioral science?
The homeless will tell you that they don't want to be homeless, but honestly, they do.
She does, and her husband.
A lot of them at the lifestyle.
I couldn't believe she acknowledged he tows his wagon around everywhere, but can't work.
He's got a book coming out. Come on.
Well, watch Drew. He's an author.
Okay.
I've been disabled since I was 33 and I haven't stopped me from working.
Well, look at Dan. I mean, he's mentally disabled. He's slow.
But I'm spry.
Okay.
He's got 6 wagons.
Beautiful kitchen countertops. That's his forte. And then he can do cabinets too. He charges wholesale for all material. He doesn't mark it up. And then charges for a fabrication and installation of the most beautiful kitchens. I'm talking about Art of Granite. Now, artofgranite.net will get you the website. On Facebook, go to facebook.com and then Art of Granite Golden. Art of Granite Golden. You will see someone dedicated to quality when it comes to kitchen countertops, and he'll do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. That's artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Open 6 days a week, and they serve the entire Front Range and mountain communities. artofgranite.net.
Hey, Ted, I put 1 million windows in my building with the flange on them, the nailing flange.
Yeah.
When you're replacing windows, what do you do? Saw it off? I mean, how do you...
Yeah, saw it off. Otherwise, you have to collapse them in.
So collapse them in to pull the flange in. Okay.
That's not easy to do.
Like on old metal frame windows.
Yeah, no from we've got to cut out.
Okay. But that's mostly how you do most of them. And then how do you basically glue them in?
Okay, guys. Fix it 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. If you need help, give them a call. This is one of the best companies in this area of business because they're dedicated to giving you good, honest value with ethics, with responsibility. That means warranties they will back up, and an eye toward doing a little something extra for each and every homeowner. We get rave reviews about him. I've known the owner for 20 years or more, and he took over Fix It 24/7 with the idea of making it the best in home services. So hold him to that task. FixMyHome.com for plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Join the chorus of satisfied customers who are singing their praises. Remember, just $39 to find any problem, and if you decide to fix it, they'll apply the $39, and you'll never get better value. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Okay, you said screws. Do they go in the track where they don't show, or?
Go into the frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of them already have pre-drilled
What is his
holes.
message?
What are we talking about?
Did you raise the wagon?
Oh, okay.
Be positive in any type of situation.
100% masonry?
I guess.
What do you do on
No,
those?
you're going into wood. So framing screws.
There's still wood in there.
Oh, that's another thing homeless people have.
Animals.
Animals.
Special screws.
They almost always have a dog or something, right?
If I was homeless, I'd have a fucking pit bull, boy.
Some friends over in Southeast Denver have a house.
So that's
And you know what I'd call it?
Be positive.
It's
I'd
not
call
clear,
it
but the whole house was built with like glass
Say,
block. It was a thing that they did for about 5 years.
Glass block?
They're not see-through.
And I'd say, give me $1.
But they're not insulated.
He's not just walking around
There's
Colorado
frost
Springs. He's
from the
walking
walls
down
on
the
inside when
freeway.
they bought the house.
He needs a new wagon.
And,
is what he needs.
so they ended up did frame in to get insulation to get some.
So you know what he's doing? He's panhandling. That's what it is.
They're for about 5 years they're popular.
Of course he's
They're not
panhandling.
see-through. They're tan.
Right.
But they're fired.
Mark,
Yeah,
what do
they're
you
fired
think
just like
about
glass
that
block.
couple? Do you think they want to be like they are?
Fuck yeah, they want to be. That's my whole point. You
Whole
can't
house is
fix
built that
that.
way. And
They want to be that
You
way.
want to do what you want to do.
It's
Right?
over
It's
around,
not that they don't want a
can't
house.
think
They
that
want a
name.
house.
There's
but they
a
don't have to give
telescope
up all
over
the
there. It's
things
called something
required
called,
and then get a house. Right?
Yeah, they don't want
Observatory
He
Park.
doesn't want to work in an
So
office.
right around
They
that
don't want to work. They
area.
don't want to do anything.
Yeah, they want a house to show up.
Like I said, that lady yesterday is like.
She had me fucking going crazy.
Hey, Tom, looks
The
like
lady with the
Dustin's
300 G.
Yeah, the wagon man's online.
He wants a new wagon.
Yeah.
There. Also, I was talking to a guy. Construction. If you just as a laborer and stuff, if you can just do a shovel, or whatever.
You can go in front of Home Depot literally with a fucking shovel.
$17 an hour.
Yep.
How much?
17.
17 an hour.
For a shovel?
Yeah,
For just a.
helper.
That's the lowest they
labor.
pay.
Yeah.
That's for
Day labor.
Day labor. Yeah.
$17 an hour.
And they
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is the guy that we're gonna bring up. The guy that wanted the money because he said he wasn't getting all of his money. Remember I talked to him
There's day
yesterday?
labor places they can go to work for too.
Hi, Tom Martino. Renew Home Innovations.
Remember that name. If you want the most beautiful shower anywhere, anytime, they can do the whole bathroom, of course, and they do it. But the showers are outstanding. These guys are Kohler partners, authorized using all certified Kohler products, including Serica, which is a stone composite material for the walls of your bath or your shower. One or both. That's RenewHomeInnovations.com. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Okay, so Philip the Wagon Man is on. He wants to talk about what he does. I guess he has a comment. Tony has an organization that, and he wants to talk about how they help the homeless. And who is Patty? Which one is that?
So she's the one with the dealership problem, Tom. She wants to talk about her brake problem now. She said they sold her a car illegally.
Well, we know that. But I told her she has to get her title first, or she has to go back and just undo the deal if they sold her without brakes. So when she goes back there, talk to them. We need to take one problem at a time. I understand that she has to have a car that is legally safe. However, she has to prove it was like that when she bought it. Did she get someone to say that those brakes could have never worn out in 30 days like that? It had to have been like that a month before? What were you saying, Clint? You're shaking your head no. Did you talk about that with them?
The dealership fixed a couple things on the car before she took it, and they said there was not a brake problem when she took the car.
All right. Well, that's easy to really forensically check. If the brakes are just worn to nothing, you can't do that in 30 days, can you? I mean, so what's the story on those brakes? If those brakes were barely legal, then they could have been shot in 30 days. So, Patty, if you want out of the deal, go back and talk to the dealer. Just go back and talk to him. And then call us. They want to talk to you. Whenever somebody says, look, we want to take care of this, at least give them a chance first. Philip is the wagon man. We saw his YouTube, and his wife called. They sound like a lovely couple, living homeless for 9 or 10 years. And I just asked a question if they would give up that life to do full-time jobs and get a house. So that was where we left the conversation. Go ahead, Philip. Yes, sir.
I wanted to open up something about why what I do.
I can hardly hear you, Philip. Philip, can't hear you.
How you doing, Tom?
There, I can hear you great. Go ahead.
Tom, the reason I do what I do with the wagons is like this. One day there is an old man going to come up in your body. Do you agree?
Well, he's there now, halfway.
I'm looking at him. Yeah, him. Do you know him?
How old are you, Philip?
62.
I'm 2 years older, 4 years older than you, sir.
Okay. Do you know him?
Yeah, I think I do.
Old man.
I think I do.
Do you know? Do you know him when he's sick?
Yes.
Has anybody ever showed you what he looks like before he gets any older?
I don't know what you're getting at, but go ahead. I'll listen quickly.
The old man.
Why do you do what you do? You were about to tell us why you do what you do.
The old man inside of you.
Yes.
It's harder than concrete. And harder as concrete as it gets older. The little boy that's still in you, do you know him?
Yes, I do, Philip. And I don't have time for your sermon, but Philip, I do know the old man, and his heart got softer as he got older, as a matter of fact, just the opposite of what your premise is. And the young man in me is still alive and well. But I don't know where you're going with this. I have a faith. I have a great life. So why don't you speak to why you're doing this, and we can do an examination of Tom Martino another time.
And that's why, Mr. Tom, that's why he does it, is to keep that little boy, that little girl, and all of us alive.
That's wonderful. I asked a simple question. To end your homelessness and to get a home, do you guys want a regular life? I mean, or do you? What do you want?
Positively, yes.
I mean, that's not always positive. Maybe you're better off doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm really not.
I was just home.
Okay.
We want a home. I don't know how to make it any clearer.
And you have,
whatever we need to do.
And you both, you're definitely, one thing I can say, you guys are not lazy. Not if you're pursuing an education like that and Philip is doing the wagon thing. I mean, listen, I have no problem with you and Philip. You sound like lovely people. I'd love to help you. I had a simple question, and that was, do you want to give up what you have? Maybe some people would argue you're more happy the way you are.
That's not true, though. We don't let it get us down. We could let it get us down and turn to drugs and alcohol, and that's all too easy. But we don't. And by exhibiting positive behavior, people think that we like being homeless, but we don't.
No, I understand.
More than anything in the world, but we don't want to fall by the wayside and be like the rest of the homeless. We have to be role models.
Do you guys have any Social Security benefits coming in at this time, or any kind of income?
Yes.
Okay.
We can afford a small amount for a home. It's just the getting in part and getting help to get into
Well,
a home.
we can help you. We can help you, okay? Or arrange help or something. I'm sure there is something we can do that is positive. Thank you, Philip, for wanting to keep the little boy inside people alive and to keep the old man soft. Thank you. I know you mean well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Tony, what does your organization do? Go ahead, Tony.
Hello, Tom.
Hey.
So the name of the organization is Caring and Sharing. I called a couple years ago when we first opened up, and what we do, we have a shared home where it helps the guys. It saves money to actually get a place.
That's nice.
The one thing she just said that, it's hard to come up with the rent,
right,
down payment.
Right.
So what that does is just allows them to work and save money and move out of
How? How do you do it, Tony? It sounds good. How do you do it?
So it's a sober living facility. So, and it started off rocky. One guy can mess up the whole house.
No, I understand, but this couple will not have a problem being sober. What's the next step?
So it's for men. It's just a men facility right now, Tom.
Okay.
So I actually couldn't help the couple.
Okay, so if somebody wants to be sober, do they have to be sober on day one to get in?
They at least have to be working on it.
Okay, and then you help them with a place to stay immediately and meals?
No, sir. So it does cost $700 a month, Tom.
Okay.
But we do provide counseling and other resources.
Do they get meals for the $700 a month?
Yes, sir.
And they get a place to stay, a room?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then they get counseling, and then how do you help them save money?
Well, at $700 a month, that's, if you can live somewhere and don't have to worry about nothing but $700 a month.
No, but how do you encourage them not to waste the other money, presuming they have money left over? I mean, are you saying part of that $700 is put away, or do you take additional money for savings?
No, sir. What we do is we help them. Most of the guys don't have bank accounts. We help them set up their own bank account and actually get restarted, basically.
Okay. I think you sound like you're at least doing something, caring and sharing. Step 13, I don't know, is it Step Denver or Step...
I think it's Step Denver now.
Well, whatever. They had a program where people would be allowed in, home, food, get a job, they'd get them a job. I think if there was some way you could support a limited number of beds with donations, if you still charge the participants, kind of like this, and that money would be theirs to get a place to live if they stayed with the program, but if they didn't, they lose the money. It would give, because they'd be paying for room and board, right? That's not immoral. They're paying for room and board. If they stick to it, that room and board would be refunded to them and rewarded with putting it down on an apartment or something of their own because they got used to paying. If not, perhaps they go on, they fall off the wagon, they lose that money. They live there, now they're evicted. I mean, you have to do something to encourage positive behavior and punish negative behavior at the same time.
You know, that old man that's getting soft?
Yeah.
There are pills for that.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, but he was talking about my heart hardening as you get older. I think it's just the opposite. I think people get softer.
You have mellowed out. Yes, sir.
But
it's not a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. And again, I still have a disdain for people who rip people off, and the sleaze brigade and all of that. It used to be, though, I would unleash on people that maybe didn't deserve it 100% too soon. Maybe that's what it was. Anyway, if you have a problem, I promise we'll put all our energy toward it. Now, do you have any calls that are still waiting for responses, or are you batting 500? Did you get all of them? You didn't get all. What do we have? We're batting 1,000, I should say. 500. That's what's weird. When we say batting 500, that's considered the most excellent average, and that's batting, that's hitting half the time, right? What were
Still can't get rid of hold of pack rat to try to get a pod.
That's what we're trying to figure out, because pack rats promise to be there.
Yeah, try to see if we can get one elsewhere, but everybody's booked up.
Man, this is hard. I mean, when you have a move scheduled and they don't show up, that sucks. So beware of pack rats for sure.
This is Denver's Talk Station with
So that couple, I mean, there's trade-offs in life. There's trade-offs in life. You can't just go along and then say, I want to be a little boy.
You know what? People pretty much end up where they want to end up.
But like I say, that degree, my
She
dad
doesn't
said,
have that. The fact you even believe that shit. You think she's got a fucking master's? I don't.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
She's just flat out lying?
No, I do.
I think she might think she has a master's.
I think it's because she didn't have to work.
All right, tell her to take a picture of the diploma. I'll give her $10. She sends it to me.
So she's got all these loans out, but she's not paying.
Well, I will verify that before I help them. I'll verify.
She became a professional
You could
student.
buy them a house and they ain't gonna fucking do it.
But just because you have a master's doesn't mean you can get a job.
Well, no, if you have a liberal arts degree, it
What if
means
we bought a
nothing.
house and had homeless people live in it to get on their feet, just one family at a time? Then they graduate.
We'd lose our ass. That's what.
It's actually big money in the recovery industry. They do this with sober houses. They'll pair up 2 people to a room at $650, $700.
No, I'm not talking about charging. I'm talking about letting them live and get on.
And nobody wants them in their
Budget
neighborhood.
A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has the best in the business when it comes to deals. They will beat any legit transmission estimate. They will beat it. Guaranteed. Okay? Now, they'll either beat it by 10% or $250, whichever is more. But what is really insane is to get to that, they'll give you an estimate free, including the tear down of the transmission, no matter where you get it fixed, even if you decide not to get it fixed. 303-781-9858, 781-9858. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair.
Running out of room in your home,
That's
like
not
maybe
bad.
you're a hoarder or you got some new kids.
I think they'd end up taking the copper out of the house.
Fuck yeah, they would.
I think you'd end up
Well,
with
you really got to manage it.
That was a perfect example of how nutty they are. I don't know how you fix that. They're nutty.
Come on.
They can't have a fucking job.
Mark, I think most people end up where they want to end up.
I agree.
Well,
They pull up with that fucking
of course
wagon.
they do. At some point that they hate doing what they're doing, they're going to change their behavior.
Yeah.
Well, I just meant they're not going to change it that night. I mean, if we take their food away, there's got to be a way where you give them a choice. Then if they flunk out, fuck you. But you give them that.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. They still get all the social services right now.
What did they lose in Panama City? I didn't understand why they said that screwed them up.
I don't understand
know,
about
but
the hard
Panama City
little boy.
wasn't even close to where it happened. Were they fishermen? And then
He was probably going around on the
No, but they were in
boardwalk.
Panama City, you know.
They
When
said they
the,
lost tourists, so whatever their income was.
It was probably panhandling.
Could be.
Dr. Chris Centeno is truly the one who started clinical.
How dare you say they have an
We're the
excuse?
first in the world to do this work. We have
The
our
reality
own
is that they're doing what they
research
want to
team,
do,
clinical
and
research team, $1 million
they're just ducking all their
Whether they tell you or not, they
There's nothing you're going to fix with those two. They are doing what they want to do. They love the attention. They've been on the news a few times.
They want
He's an author.
They want a free
I
house,
will bet
but,
you he
you
gets
know,
a lot of
it's
money
on the
pulling
want
those
list. It's not
wagons.
on the really trying
Be
to do
positive.
it.
Oh yeah. I would
Probably
bet
makes
you
a couple $100 a day.
at least. I would say at minimum.
Yeah, but it's Colorado
She
Springs.
wants a house, and someone will give it to her. She doesn't want
Yeah,
to
but people like that. Be positive. Pull the wagon.
But when he has a house.
Go.
And if they're getting anything right now, they can get a damn apartment or something, or at least apply for Section 8. There's a million things they could do.
That takes effort.
That takes more effort
Step
than
13
pulling the
guy
wagon.
found out you could get 30-some meals a day in Denver, free. You want to hit work for food?
Oh, dude, on Thanksgiving when I give those meals out, I never get so upset as when they open them up and they just, I don't like turkey. I had one guy tell me, I can't believe you're giving us turkey. I'm thinking, it's fucking Thanksgiving.
My wife got Burger King.
Honest to God. Not turkey again.
Step 13 used to give away Burger King $10 gift certificates. So when they said we'll work for food,
You know, the pastor,
my wife
what's his
came down
last
and
name?
looked at him, threw him on the ground.
Pastor,
The certificates?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
God.
thinking they would have went and sold it for $5.
Lawrence.
Oh, she was mad.
If you ever hear him
We had a guy that was
deal with the
$1,
homeless. He's very
like
fucking
McDonald's had a
straightforward. He
burger.
doesn't put up
The
with
guy
shit.
says, "Well, what
man.
about the tax?"
Daniel.
What?
Will you send me update?
Oh, yep, I got it ready.
Mark at Gaten Prime River complained it was too well done.
I had one guy last year actually say I was no good because the white man came over. It was a black dude. The white man came over and killed all the Indians, and ever since then, all the white man does is kill people. I don't want your shit. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, but can I have one of the Pepsis? Is
that what he said?
Yeah, he wanted a soda. After that fucking spiel,
That's a
he
white
thought
man's
all I
soda.
had was water, and then he saw the soda in the back of the trunk.
That's mine.
Pastor Lauren would make him come down to the church in order to get soda, or they could get water if we brought it to him.
Really?
That was only fair.
He wanted a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So what'd you do? You give that guy a soda?
Fuck no, I was so pissed. And then, of course, my teenage kid, Miles, was with me. He was 18 last year. He's like, Jesus, I can't believe this shit.
He needs to see it.
It really, I try to do something good to where he thinks he's really helping, but some of it backfires so much because he's like, God, what a piece of garbage that guy is.
He needs to see it, though. Good for him.
Renew Home Innovations, the Kohler guys. Remember I told you about them? I don't know if I gave the number, 303-904-2000. Somebody just emailed me for it. So that's the renewhomeinnovations.com. Just wanted to make sure I got that out. We have, and just to let you know, K&H Home Solutions are here, and they have a special for Everlast Siding. Everlast is a composite of minerals and just materials that are solid, the color's through and through. You can soak it in water, nothing would happen. It's totally impervious to weather. And they have a special. You make your own appointments at khwindows.com. Now, this special is incredible. Now, it's for August, but for those listening now, you can get in early on the schedule, okay? You don't have to have it done in August, but you have to order it in August. But for those who call now, you can get it. I'm going to unleash this early, and that is like a 40% freaking savings on this stuff. 40% savings over the normal price, over the retail price, and this is what I love, okay? It's the lowest price they've ever offered it at. Is that because you're buying it cheaper for a temporary time? Did the factory help with this, Ted?
Yeah, we have negotiated some concessions with the factory for a special promotion.
Is there a minimum on the how much they have to buy?
There really isn't, but you know,
because usually with siding, you're going to have at least one side of a house,
right?
And but you want to do it anyway. So it's 303-421-7100, or make your own appointment at KH Home Solutions, or excuse me, khwindows.com, khwindows.com. Sue, you have some hail damage. How can we help you?
Yeah, Tom, I live in Lyman, and we don't have access to all the good companies on your list.
You know, you're right. A lot of them won't go out there, and I wish they would. Maybe we can convince someone, but what damage do you have? Is it a roof we're talking?
I've got roof damage, a couple of windows, and siding. I have two little houses. And another thing that happened in one of the houses, in the back of the house, it looks like a sinkhole opened up. Is that something that insurance might cover?
No. Now, hold on. Did this happen after a hailstorm?
It happened the night before last after we had a horrible storm out here.
Yeah, that was because the moisture washed away some ground underneath. None of that diastrophism, they call it diastrophism, or movement of the earth movement, is not covered by any kind of insurance unless you have special. No one has it, earthquake coverage. Right. So did that, however, damage a structure?
No, it didn't. It's
that's
close
good.
To one of the houses, but no, it didn't. I think it's where, because this is an older house, I think it's where there used to be a cistern or something where they had water before they put plumbing in.
Oh, you mean a cistern is usually above ground. Is this a submerged or underground tank?
Well, I can't see a tank, but it's about a 6-foot diameter sinkage.
You better get that fixed
And
pretty
then-
quickly and get the soils around it tamped, because you do not want it spreading over to that foundation. It won't be covered. Movement of earth causing damage is not going to be covered.
Okay, yeah. So do you have any idea?
Yeah, we have an earth mover that might be able to fix that. I don't know if Scott would go out there.
That's so far to lug that equipment out. It costs a fortune.
Yeah, but I don't know. At least you should call him, because what's the name of his company? Scott's
Excavation.
Yeah, and it's one of the few we have.
Scott's Backhoe. Yeah.
Scott. It's one of. Just look for Scott on the referral list.
He's awesome.
It's one of the few earth moving people that do it directly for consumers. A lot of them work for contractors, and I'm not saying he can do it, but if they can order fill and he can fill it in and tamp it, that's what you want, because you have to really get that fixed. And if he can't do it, maybe he knows someone out there. Then you have to deal with your hail damage. Now, did you get an insurance adjuster out there?
Not yet.
Good,
Because,
good. I would suggest
every day.
I would suggest that you get one of our people to look at it. Mark, do we have anyone that'll go out to Lyman? I mean, can't it be that far away?
It depends how much work's involved.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a lot of work, Genesis would go out there, but there becomes a point it's so far away, it's got to be worth the trip.
Then, man.
So one of the problems you run into out there is the insurance company who's going to cover this doesn't care how far we got to go to.
So you don't get any additional money.
Right. So you're expecting
That's a good point.
you're expecting the homeowner to cover the difference, and they typically don't want to cover that difference.
For travel.
Right.
So do you have any idea at all, even from a local contractor, as to how much damage you have?
No, nobody can come out until Monday. I've got roofers coming out to look at both houses.
Where
on
did you
Monday.
find the roofers?
A friend of mine that had some damage to her commercial building.
Where are they
in
office?
Calhan. Oh,
Calhan?
They're here in Lyman.
Okay. Do me a favor and let us know the scope of damage.
Sprague Roofing.
We'll go out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. On our referral list. Give her the number, Suzanne.
Will do.
Sprague. Bob wants to talk about recycling. Bob, what's happening?
Tom, City of Arvada is in process of telling the people that they want trash hauling service, and recycling came up on last night's city council meeting.
Now, hold on. You said they're in the process of what? What was that first statement? Of doing what?
Telling city council wants to put a vote to the people of Arvada on trash hauling.
What do you mean put it to a vote? What do you mean? To pick a company or to...
Yeah, to pick a company.
All right, okay, then hold on. We'll come right back to you.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
So look at this guy's book on Amazon. This is fucking unbelievable.
Something's wrong.
The Wagon Man.
I'll look for it.
Just,
He's on Amazon?
you want to know how much it is?
There's something wrong.
$189.
For his book?
Kidding?
There's something wrong.
His business plan is not working.
There's something wrong.
2009.
Still that wreck being cleared, Hamden, east of Monaco. Look out for
No,
crash.
get right on that.
Sheridan.
$189 for a paperback.
Man, why are you so down on him?
The guy's ripping people's face off. $189 for a paperback?
I don't even see the book.
He's got 2 customer reviews. And
The Wagon Man, space, The Untold Story.
He's got 2 customer reviews and they suck.
One's 5-star, one's 1-star. That's so sad.
Well, 5-star was his.
Of course it was.
Let's talk about buy and build. This is Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath, now 560 South La Pan. You go west on Alameda from I-25, then to La Pan, go south 2 blocks, you'll find 560 South La Pan. A big, beautiful warehouse. It used to be big and ugly. Remember that one? Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath, totally different, including installation now with their services. I took advantage of it. It was a beautiful job. You'll save tons of money on your kitchens and baths, counters and cabinets. 303-295-6022, buyandbuild.net.
Yeah, I can get it for 74.
What was the stars there?
Okay,
Let's go back. None.
What?
Zero.
This guy got 4.
Okay, I found it. The Wagon Man. Wait. Philip and Miss Cheryl.
The trouble with the storage things, you have
I can get you it for 74.
Dan found it for 74. Listen to this. Here's what the one review says. The fact Cheryl Crossland has any affiliation with this book after selling one of her children for drugs who was later adopted makes me sick.
Wait.
They are scam artists.
No, wait. Tell me.
Just click right there.
God.
Wait.
Click on the reviews.
Sold her kids. Okay.
Where's reviews? I don't see any.
The trouble with reviews, you have your friends doing it.
Read the top
The
one.
fact Cheryl Crossland has any of Cheryl is the woman that
Yeah, called.
They called before.
And you want to buy her a house.
Become the banker. What the heck does that mean? You hear me talk about it. It really means that you become in control of your own money for retirement. Now, you can use this money throughout your life, too. It's simply getting a life insurance policy that's large enough or small enough just to give you an excuse to overfund it. That overfunding is all your money, and it grows tax-free. All you have to do is pay the cost of insurance, and the rest of it, the government allows you to grow tax-free. It's really a safe, conservative investment that'll give you tons of money tax-free when you need it. 303-779-6600, or look at my video, becomethebanker.info. Okay, so I don't understand. She said she never did drugs, but...
Oh, imagine that. A homeless person fucking lying. Get out of here.
Who are the Go Burn kids? What the hell is that?
Fuck if I know. I looked at it. I can't find anything about that shit.
Okay, I have to figure out. I think Mark just has a heart after this guy.
Yeah.
No one thought he would make it.
He's getting older. He's getting solid like concrete inside. The old man is turning hard.
My old man's hard.
Why does he feel he has such an interesting story?
Because they said he'd never make it out of Florida. He showed them he grabbed 4 wagons and started going east.
Go west, young man.
Go west.
And
they told him, hey, that's the ocean. You got to turn around.
He says, go west, young man. You're no longer a young man. Get back east.
Go west, soft man.
Oh, he's got other books. The True Walk Taken by Philip and his 10 cartoon kids.
Yeah. And the one the woman sold for drugs. Forgot about that one.
9 at the end of the story.
Is she still on? Ask her about the kid she sold. I'm just curious her response.
Is she on?
What is wrong with you, Mark?
Why are you so hard?
Yeah, why am I so hard? It's because I'm an old man.
You're a negative.
We want to chain you into Wonder Bread.
I'll never forget when he sent me over to some real nut bags. I was looking over my shoulder. I thought they were going to fucking cold cock me.
Mark, do you have that old man? Do you know that old man inside you?
Yes.
Is he getting soft?
I took some blue pills and all's good.
What about that little boy? You know, he thought he was going to...
Just don't tell the cops. Don't tell the cops there's a little boy inside me, please.
Oh, my God. Yes, I know that boy.
He's molesting him. The old man.
My old man's molesting my young boy.
Let me get him back. Hi, Gino.
303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Remember, when they're not here, you can get them at khwindows.com. Make your own appointment. Bob, you have a recycling problem, you're saying, or they put it to a vote, right? They were putting it to a vote to hire who? Who were the choices, Bob?
Well, let me get down to the reason for...
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
We have people in Colorado that recycle cardboard. We have people in Colorado that recycle bottles, glass. We do not have people in Colorado that recycle plastic.
Do they send it out?
No.
What do they do with it?
Put it in the landfill.
Then why am I taking all this time to save my plastics and putting them in a special
container? And taking it to King Soopers.
Why?
That's my question.
Are you sure, Bob? I mean,
Yes.
I'm not.
Now, I am sure.
I'm going to look at this because that's weird. You're saying everyone collecting plastic is for no reason because it's not shipped out of state. It is put in local landfills. So we just make it easier for them to sort the trash, is what you're saying.
Well, the plastics is going in the landfill here in Colorado. Now, the reason I'm calling you, do you have any access or any source or anything that could start up a plastic recycling company here in the state of Colorado?
Well, not offhand, but I mean, I can start anything I feel like it. I mean, if I put my mind to it. But are you saying there would be a need for it?
There is a big need for it, Tom.
But I don't know the economics involved. I have no idea about the. I think you bring up a good topic. If really, I don't want to take this lightly, Bob, but if really, honest to God, there are no plastic recyclers, and if truly what you're saying is true, that all the plastic collected in Colorado is put into landfills, why would they purposely, why would they perpetrate a scam like that? Why would they make us recycle, not make us, but ask us to recycle plastic when, in fact, it's going into landfills? I want to call somebody and verify this.
Call King Supers and ask them what they do with those extra trash bags that we put in their thing.
What about waste management? Or any?
Wait, no. Waste management puts it in the landfill. I already know.
Then why do we put it in a separate container?
That's my question.
Okay, Bob, leave your number. Suzanne, we got to have somebody make some calls on this. I mean, really, somebody. I want somebody who truly will look into it. I want DAF to look into this, and I don't want to. That wasn't a slight against Deputy Dan and Deputy Clint, except it was. I want Deputy Daft to look into this.
So you pay extra to recycle?
I don't know if I pay extra, but it's part of my deal.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Do we pay extra? Well, Mark.
They would charge us extra. We don't do it.
I have one can that has that yellow lid on it that, says no trash. You put your bottles.
That's the suckers.
You put your cardboard.
Trash can.
You put your cardboard. And you put your plastics, right?
And then you have paper, you got aluminum.
Yeah, all of that,
and
right?
Plastic stuff, yeah.
And then the other one, you put your trash in.
Some stuff makes sense to recycle, like aluminum.
John, you have a comment on this. Go ahead, John. You have a comment on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I ran a plastics recycling company in Colorado, and most all the plastic at like Alpine and Waste Management is baled and sold off to world shippers to China. And
but it doesn't go to landfills, does it?
I don't think they're taking it anymore either. I just read a bunch of articles that China doesn't want it.
So no one's really taking plastic.
They're not taking it. The biggest problem with plastic is it's so commingled and there's so many resin types that it's hard to separate it out and create clean, pure forms of plastic that can be reused.
All right. I can buy that.
So it's just not cost prohibitive.
You mean cost? It is cost prohibitive.
Or it is cost prohibitive.
Yeah. John, what's going on? It would not be cost effective. John with the townhome.
Yeah,
What's going on, man?
Well, short story, I guess, is that there's hail damage to the roofs.
Yeah.
And my insurance company says there isn't, and my neighbor's getting a new roof because he's got a different insurance company.
This is so easy.
We got to get a public adjuster out there. And the reason I say that, not a roofer, is legally a roofer cannot fight with your insurance company. But a roofer can say you need what you need as far as work done. They can't negotiate how much you get and all that. So if you get a roofer, that's fine. Get a good roofer. They'll talk to your insurance company. If your insurance company still refuses, you can invoke what's called the appraisal process, where they get an expert, you get an expert, which would be your roofer, and if they still can't come to a settlement, it goes to arbitration. It's called the appraisal process. When was the storm? Because you only have a year to make a claim. When was the storm?
Well, according to everybody just looked at this, the storm from actually a year ago in June.
Well, it's too late, bro. It's too late.
No. We filed it because here's the deal. We filed a claim.
Oh, good.
Before the 6 months was over.
He needs to get a public adjuster.
Good.
Get Matt out there.
We need to get one of our public adjusters. Preferably, you can get Matt. Suzanne will give you the information. Now, don't just think we're giving you busy work. This is a real deal. Get it done, and then we take it from there to fight with your insurance. And I want to track it. We're tracking results from the public adjusters. So, Suzanne, get him Matt, Paragon Services, please. Thank you. Jim, your turn. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, just about the recycling. The Chinese used to take most of our recycling and don't take almost any of it anymore because Americans' garbage is, quote, unquote, too dirty, and it's not cost effective.
Okay, Jim, we're going to look into this because we got more than just a few calls. Also, school supplies for children. We are taking a collection at iHeart. We'll tell you more about it tomorrow, but you can drop off school supplies, new school supplies at iHeart for Tom Martino and his team, and then we'll tell you about Pastor Lauren and his efforts. Thank you, K&H, khwindows.com, for making your own appointment. And remember, folks, save all your problems for me.
A-Plus Hardwood Floors is having a summer sale with up to 60% off. Hey, it's Susie Warden. If you're a do-it-yourself...
Composite decking on plastic bottles.
Yeah, but they're saying it's too fucked up to do.
No, not the bottles. If you had all these bottles, you're right.
Yeah, but who's... Oh, okay, so now you're going to break down plastics into different kinds of plastics?
Right. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That's what they have to do.
That's one of the main problems, Mark.
Yeah, that's the
is
problem.
That if they're not broken down, they can't use all plastics for all things.
I refuse to pay extra money for fucking trash.
Oh.
They don't just all melt
That's
down.
the old man in you.
That's the old hard man in me.
Mark, come on. Do you know that old man?
Tom, do you know that old man?
Do you love him? Do you embrace him?
Well, he's just loving that little boy.
He's been loving that little boy for a long time.
Now the cops are starting to come around.